So what we're trying to do is we're trying to still the karma, the ka plus ama. Ka is filthy and ama is which is filled with putrefied things. So we go behind it. It can be through six senses, which we expect some inputs coming in, and we are going to establish the moral deeds by taking precepts. So there are totally 10 precepts, 4 by speech and 4 by action and 2 by mind. So let's go through one by one. As I recite, you can just concentrate, and also I will be explaining that in English. So I'm starting on the speech, and I will recite in Pali, and I'm going to explain that in English, so you can establish yourself accordingly. Musavada Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. What it means is that Musavada means lying. Veramani, Ramani means entertainment. Veramani means it's like cutting entertain or not entertaining. Sikha is to learn. Pada is to walk. So I will learn to walk in stopping this lying. Samadhiyami means I will establish in mindfulness. So I will be mindful that I will not tell lies at any given point in time. So at this time, what we are trying to do is we are stopping our mind from the karma and this lying. Then the second one is Isuna Vacha Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. The remaining remains the same. The Pisuna is putting one person against another to gain something out of that story. So it's called slandering. The right word in English is slander. And Parusa Vacha means harsh words, and Sampa Palapa means that blabbering without any particular purpose. So sometimes we talk about politics, and we talk about baseball matches, and then sports and entertainment and whatnot, and that actually ruins the mind, because it doesn't help in any way. So this is what on the speech. So there are 4 on speech. Now we are coming into 4 on the action. The first one is Kamesha Uchachara. That means sensual lust, trying to gain something out of the senses and extracting it to the maximum. Then the second one is Panatipata, which means killing in the sense of hitting a person or killing a person or injuring a person because there is something substantial in that person. And the third one is the stealing, that is adinadana. So somebody might steal. It also includes stealing the name, copyright, and this and that. It's all part of the stealing. And the fourth one is Sura Mereya Majjap Pamaddatthana. That means Sura means the liquor, and Mereya means drugs. Majja means intoxication oneself into positions. Like, I'm working for one company, and let us say I'm the CEO of the company. I feel so proud of being a CEO or something like that. So that's in general called Majja. Or I'm a president of a community, or I'm doing some social service and I would like to project that. All of that is part of the Majja. Pamada means heedlessness, that is, a person feels very lazy to get into Dhamma. So Majjapama Dattana, Adattana means to establish. So generally the mind would like to establish in one of these, and I am not willing to establish that in my mind. So this is on the action. So 4 were on the speech and 4 are on the action. Then 2 of them are on the mind. So avicca is one of them. Abhi plus ichcha, excessive interest in doing something for the greed or for gaining something out of it. So it's avicca. It's not just ichcha, it's just not wish. It is extensively wishing for something to happen because it is profitable. And vyapada is the next one. What it means is that pada means steps, vya means to get down. So do no actions which will be like stepping down. So like stooping down to any level. So these are the 10 immoral deeds what a person might be doing, one of them or 2 of them or all of them. Right now we are establishing for the jhanas that these don't interfere with us. So when we establish this properly, then at present, if you see your mind, it is blocking all of these into the preview. So if you are closed your eyes and you are trying to see any immoral actions you are planning to do, you would not find at this moment. So now we are trying to get into what it means to find these 5 aggregates, which is called as I. That is myself. So let's look at Rupa. So he talks about Rupagatam, Vedanagatam, Sanyagatam, Sankhara-gatam, Vinyana-gatam. These are called as Dhamma. So they have their own properties and they have their own way of working. And let's see what really it means. The Rupa is from a word called Rupati, Iti Rupa, that is one which inflicts, is with feeling is called Rupa. So it should inflict in such a way that a person can feel. So basically, if we actually see that, it means that due to hunger, due to heat, due to anything that touches us in like cold or heat or in terms of these mosquitoes and insects crawling around, and also by hunger, thirst. So these are the things which really touches oneself. So when that happens, we generally react to it. So when we start reacting to it, it creates certain feelings. So that is called Vedana. And depending upon what is touching our body, like the sun or the wind or cold weather or hunger or thirst or whatever, there is this perception called sanya. And there is this preparation we do to make that feeling to go or to face. So both can be undertaken by that person. And this consciousness, the vijnana, makes the animation possible. The inanimate thing is now able to animate due to that consciousness. Also, when we look at the Vedana, we are getting the pleasurable feeling and we are getting the painful feeling. We don't notice the non-pleasurable, non-painful feeling, but that is still there. But then we are also unaware of the senses through which it is being brought about. It can be through eyes or ears or nose or tongue or touch or smell or thought. So we have 6 of these touching. So, how to contemplate on this Etan Santan Etan Panitan is that first we have to recite it for 7 times. Why 7 is because it creates a rhythm and everything in this world is a multiplication of 7. So if you see that we have 7 days in a week, and then if you see the cycle of what we call as month, we have 28 days actually, and we keep on making it 30, 31, and ultimately make it as 365 or 366. But actually there 28 days completes one term. And another way of looking at it is that if you're seeing the females, they menstruate and the menstruation cycle is 28 days. So first 14 days, the egg comes very close and then it matures at 21 and it goes off after that in the 28-day cycle. Similarly, when we start this contemplation, we will get the highest potential at 21 and the peaking is at 14 and the starting is 7. So what we are going to do now is to recite either in our mind or you can join me with the recitation, whichever way it works for you, or if you just want to be muted and you want to listen to what I'm saying, that is also fine. So I can say this Etan Santan Etan Panitan for 7 times. Hope that is fine with both of you.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so let me start on this and then we will go into the investigation part of it after we finish the 7 times. So it is 7 plus 7 times. After I finish reciting, you can do it in your mind 7 times. And the next 7 times, we are going to look at each of these meanings and try to see ourselves on each one of these thing what is there on Etan Santan Etan Panitan. Etan Santan Etan Panitan. Yadidam sabba sankhara samatho sabupadi pati nisargo tanhakhayo virago nirodho nibbananti. Etan Santan Etan Panitan. Yadidam sabba sankhara samatho sabupadi pati nisargo tanhakhayo virago nirodho nibbananti. Etan Santan Etan Panitan Yadidam Sabba Sankhara Samato Sabupadi Pati Nissago Tanhakhayo Virago Nirodho Nibbananti Etan Santan Etan Panitan Yadidam Sabba Sankhara Samato Sabupadi Pati Nissago Tanhakhayo Virago Nirodho Nibbananti Etan Santan Etan Panitan Yadidam Sabba Sankhara Samato Sabupadi Pati Nissago Tanhakhayo Virago Nirodho Nibbananti Etan Santan Etan Panitan Yadidam Sabba Sankhara Samato Sabupadi Pati Nissago Tanhakhayo Virago Nirodho Nibbananti Etan Santan Etan Panitan Yadidam Sabba Sankhara Samato Sabupadi Pati Nissago Tanhakhayo Virago Nirodho Nibbananti. This completes 7 times. Now for 2 minutes you can mentally recite. Okay, so let's begin the contemplation now for the next 7 in terms of understanding what this Etan Santan Etan Panitan is. So let's look at ourselves. Etan is this is. Santan in the books it is written as peaceful, but it doesn't say how it is peaceful. It is formed by 2 words, sa and anta. Sa is self and anta is ending. So once there is no self-view within us, it becomes very peaceful. Now let's see how do we end this self-view. So we have 5 aggregates, which is called as dukkha or suffering. So we will also see what really is that suffering. Let's take one of the incidents from our childhood. To be very precise, let's take ourselves when we were 10-year-old. In whichever country you're born, whichever city you're in, you can reflect right now as you were 10-year-old. What you're seeing there is the vijnana, or the consciousness, has somehow picked up the information on the rupa as you were 10-year-old. And let's say there is some event happening as a 10-year-old, suddenly it takes you to that event also. So immediately along with that rupa, you are able to produce the vedana or the feeling what was there. And you can reflect upon the place or the location or the event or what you were doing. It's called sanya or perception. And you can also see the preparations you are doing at that point in time. Whatever might be the preparation, like eating or wearing clothes or running around or doing something as a 10-year-old. But right now you are not a 10-year-old. So if you were to ask the mind to go to that particular place, it can go. So which means that every moment our experience is turned into memory, and which cannot be got back again. Even the talk what we started, that has gone into the memory. We cannot relive that life. It's gone. Even though if we are recording it, it's something of the past. And that is the suffering. Whatever we have been doing, whatever we have been saying, whatever we have been eating, whatever we have been touching, however we are tasting and smelling and doing all kind of things, as soon as it passes away, it turns into memory. And that too, we can selectively choose the memory, just like we chose to see ourselves as a 10-year-old. If that had not happened, these experiences are stored like files of files on the server. If a command is given to take that file, the consciousness then picks up that file along with the related information and throws it onto the mind door, and the mind enjoys that or suffers with that. Let's say there was a fight and I've stored it, and now somebody makes me remember that situation. The vijnana then brings it and shows all that what had happened. Even though it was a past memory, the rupa is coming there, meaning the form at which it was, with whom I was, and what I was doing. The feeling what I was in, the perception what I had, the preparation what I was making, is all done by the vijnana, which is the consciousness. So this mind has picked up the reflective quality of consciousness. At any point in time, this consciousness can bring out the memories as soon as the mind says it to pick up. And the mind then feels that I am the experiencer. I am the feeler. I am sensing this pleasure. I am sensing this pain. In reality, it is just these memories which are piled up and they're coming. So if you were to see this magical show like a movie, then we can really see that there is no I in that. It is just being played from a stack of different images, and now it is animated. Because if I deeply observe, as a 10-year-old, my face was different. Now in my late 40s, my face is totally different. The dress what I had worn for an event and the height I was that time is totally different than the height what I have now and the dress I am wearing. But since there is consciousness then and consciousness now, I consider it is myself as a 10-year-old and myself as a person in my late 40s. And this is what is called as delusion. So then Buddha explains what it does. He says it is aniccato. Anicca is arising and passing away. So all of these events in our life have arisen and it passed away. As we could see as a 10-year-old, as early as half an hour ago, we've been talking for 31 minutes now, but that also is gone as a memory. What the voice was coming initially is totally changed. What I was saying initially also has changed. So for conventional purposes, I can use this I. But if we were to go deeper, there is nothing called as I. So if I could experience this right now, from my first year birthday till date, all that I could see is just piles of memory. And in future also, it will be all piles of memory. So then it becomes Etan Panitan. This is profound. Why is this profound? Because now I see that it is dead memory information, like a pile of files, which we have symbolized in some way for identification through the consciousness. So whenever the mind wants, it can go back to the memory lane, pick up the experience, and try to project the future experience. Creating a future gives a continuity. So we are scared of ending life, and that's we create unending continuity. Based upon the experience what we got on Rupa, the form, the feeling, that is Vedana, Sanya, the perception, Sankhara, the preparations, and Vijnana is the magician who picks up this information into consciousness. So then we'll come to the next line to contemplate. Yadi idam. Yadi means when. Idam means this. When can you achieve something? Like the stilling is the question. So he says, Yadi idam sankhara samatho. Now let's look at the sankharas, what it really means as preparation. We do a lot of effort for inputs. Let's take our life. When we are born, after a while we get a name. Initially we never had a name. Now there is an identification to the body called as a name. That is the first sankhara what we get into. And then we are set up with some rules and regulations and roles and responsibilities. And that we call a society. And this is the second sankhara with which we lead our life. Then the third one is the expectation what people put on us in each of the roles. From them, whatever we follow. As an example, as a child, there is a certain roles and responsibility and certain expectation. If the expectation is met, there is reward. If the expectation is not met, there is punishment. Now the mind is tuned with reward and punishment. The duality starts then. Nobody likes to suffer. Everybody wants reward. But everybody is punished in one form or the other. So we keep on preparing ourselves for the reward, taking the punishment which comes on the way. Punishment through what? Punishment through comparison. Punishment through competition. Punishment through compulsions. Punishment through compromise. So we keep on playing this game forever. You can see that right from childhood onwards, nothing has changed. So these are the sankharas what we keep on doing. In meeting the expectations for the roles which we have not chosen to be. As a child, I had no idea, but then I became slightly developed in my body and mind. So the child is gone in its place and put as a student, and there is a teacher. Now I'm in a school. So then I had to take on the roles of a student at school and as a young growing boy at home, and also behave well with my neighbors. So I keep on conditioning myself to meet people's expectation. And then I become a teenager. Multitude of problems come into my way. Again I grow as an adult. And one funny thing happens, I'm called as a man. But then they marry me and they say, you're no longer a man, you're a husband. a new rule has come into place, a new role has been provided, a new responsibility has been provided. And the same thing with that girl. Now the girl is called as a wife, and we are supposed to lead a happy life. Now what we do is trade. You give something, I give something to you. In the process, we get a child, and the same story continues. Along with these sankharas, we put another thing called as value. So we say that you have to value a relationship, you have to value the person, you have to value your job, you have to value this, you have to value that. And nobody knows what that value is, so what we do is we take numbers. So measurement becomes easy. So then we come up with a logic on numbers. And we have a monetary system. And then again, comparison comes between US dollars versus some other country's currency, so that the other person feels that is not up to the mark of a US dollar. And a US person feels very happy that his currency is better. If there were no value for any currency whatsoever in any country, all the sankharas were at the neutral level. But since there is a value-based system, all the sankharas are totally different, because it is dependent on the value. So we are not in samatha, meaning tranquility. We are in distortion. So we cannot eliminate this I feeling and have a profound nibbana, because we have created value systems which really doesn't have any real value. It can be looked at procuring something from a supermarket or a grocery store. What are we fetching is just the food, it doesn't matter. But we have created a value system there. Let's say you go to Myers, it looks something different. If you go to Walmart, it might be something different. So we created all of this. And they compare the prices and put it on their shops. And the more the discounts, the better it is. So we are doing abhisankharas, excessive preparations to get whatever we want to get. So the mind is completely lost. But if we remove the value in our mind and treat that we are only buying food and water, and we are staying in a shelter, and we have to have some clothing, and we have to have some medicine for living, our mind becomes pretty calm. Because it can see the Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana, which is the form, the feeling, the perception, preparation and consciousness keeps on arising and falling away. And these sankharas are like anicca, dukkha and anatta. Anatta is the senselessness. Once I eat something and I get digested, it doesn't matter from where did I buy it. Basically, it's essenceless. And the next day, I relive it myself, and it doesn't look what I had eaten at all. So he compares it with salato, which means hit by an arrow. Meaning we have done so much to get it, but the relieving is immediate. To get that input, we struggled. But when you see the output, you can't even recognize what it is. Now we don't have to go to the next day. We can see it as soon as the food is put in the mouth. As we start chewing, it loses its color, it loses its taste, it loses the texture. After some time, with the saliva being there, we cannot even recognize what it was. It doesn't matter whether we were eating vegetarian food or non-vegetarian. If somebody were to puke it, the stench is unbearable. So again, we did so many things for that input. Hardly it went into the mouth, it changed. Now this is what Buddha calls it as asubha, that is not good or not worthy. So if we could see these sankharas in that way, right now your mind is tranquil. Let's see this for next 1 minute, how our mind is. Is there any sankharas which are flowing? There are no sankharas. Now let's come to the next line. Sabupadi pati nisargo. Upadi means to produce, sabba means all that we produce. So this is where we can see the nama and rupa, name and form. We give a name and we recognize that with a form. So when the child is small, we show the child the object and we keep on uttering the name. Now the child doesn't know the name, but it can recognize the object as it is round or flat or some structure. So it has a symbolization which is the sanya, the perception. Then it registers the name in the memory. Then whenever that object is shown to it, it will have a feeling that I've seen it. It's called by so and so name, perception. Then I get an intention to procure, to take it or to see it or hear it or whatever it is. Then I feel like having in contact with that object. Then I use the mind to get that. So this is called as manasikara, intention, with attention. I am attending to the intention, which is the chetana. Now using consciousness, I am associating the name and the form. And now the drama starts. For everything that is named, there is an object associated with it. It can be called as cloud computing, it can be called as artificial intelligence, it can be called as computer, it can be called as whatever we have named so far, like car or table or chair, washing machine, dishwasher, whatever names we have given, including the name for the pets and name for ourselves, the designations what we have given ourselves, the companies where we are working, are all names. But where's the form? We call the building as that company, because there's no form of that. We call a collection of body as a person. Nobody calls it as face and eyes and ears and nose and tongue and hands and legs and chest and all that. It becomes difficult. So we put a name. And when the name is given, the body automatically is created in the memory. Now we can designate the person. So if the body is small, we can call the person as a child or even an infant. So when a word infant is used, the photograph is shown what's the meaning of infant. So we stored it in our memories. So as soon as the word infant comes in, I pick that up. So what would a noble disciple do? Is to cut that. He sees that there's an interplay between the name and the form, and we producing this all the time. So he says, Sabbupadi pati nissaggo. Pati means is to bond, nissaggo is to disengage. So putting our name to anything, if we were to disengage ourselves, the world disappears right in, right there. There is no more any world. Because only with a name you can recognize someone and designate it something. If the girl could be called as wife and the boy could be called as husband, if we were to eliminate the name of the boy and the girl, the husband and wife also goes away along with that, because it is dependent. Because the boy and girl died long time ago, because it was replaced with husband and wife. So this is the funny story of the Nama and Rupa, name and forms, with which we try to identify all the time. Just see within yourself the amount of labels what we have put on each one of us. If the labels were to be removed, he will not know who you are. It is such peaceful actually. Now coming to tanha khayo. Tanha means craving. Khayo means diminishing or eliminating, reducing. Now let's understand what is this tanha. So in the Paticca Samutpada, that is dependent origination, in Mahanidana Sutta, law of causation, Buddha explains it as under. What is the cause of tanha or craving? It's a feeling which is the cause for tanha. That is Vedana. Vedana Pachaya Tanha, that is, if there is a condition of association, then craving comes to be because there is a feeling. Now the question comes, when I feel something and when there is craving, what do I crave for? Why do I crave for? So I crave for something which is profitable. Now the question comes, with profit as a motive, there is something to gain. Why does somebody do something? He does something because he decides to gain the profit. He decides to engage himself in the profit. Then when the decision is made, the decisions create lust and chandarago. Chanda means enjoyment and raga means lust. To enjoy with lustful intentions. And because of that, I'm enjoying it, so I don't want it to end. I know I'm on a roller coaster, but it is so enjoyable. So I don't mind taking the pain. No pain, no gain. So I get attached to that. Because there is attachment, there is possessiveness. This is mine. I am enjoying it. So nobody should take it. And because there is possessiveness, there is stinginess that if I give it to someone, he will start enjoying and I'll be deprived of that enjoyment. And because there is deprivement of enjoyment, I will try to secure that enjoyment. So I'll put something around it, fence it around so that I can enjoy it for myself. And because we want to protect, there will be somebody who wants to forcefully take it. Because he feels that there is something which he is not enjoyed and the other person is enjoying, so let me take it. So then it turns out into arguments and fights, telling lies, creating bad elements within the persons. Then hitting each other, killing each other, and all kind of bad deeds are being done. Because the person felt that craving for that enjoyment is one of the best things to do. And he did it because there was a value in doing it. If he had seen that there is no value at all, he wouldn't have even craved for having it. So all that we are trying to do in this world is to enjoy something which itself doesn't have any value, because they arise and pass away. Now if I have understood this much deeper, then there is dispassion called viraga. Now my mind is fully stilled. There is nothing which is arising. And if nothing arises, nothing passes away. Now if I were to observe the vachi sankhara, that is speech, preparation done through speech, which includes vitakka and vichara, that is deliberating and pondering, no longer exist. Since nothing is arising and passing away, my mind is in nirodha. Nirodha is formed by two words, nir and uddha. Uddha is to arise and nir is to stop. Right now, no thoughts are arising as well. And if you see, I'm having a peaceful attention. I don't have any dualities of thisness and otherwiseness. So my mind is unbound, and that is called nibbana. So this is the first jhana. Now to enter the second jhana, the same contemplation. Don't have to recite anything. Or we just watch the arising and falling of the breath. Your body would be soaked with feeling light and light. Your breath becomes very deep. So there is a feeling of joy. You might feel some trembling sensation in the body. You might feel like somebody is pressing you. You might feel that you're in a spa. If you're in that, then you're in second jhana.